You're gonna have to do Duggan beef.
Duggan beef today.
Well, when I drove in here, I seen that bar down here's Double D's.
Double D's, yeah, it's perfect. It was fun getting this episode arranged because it was like, okay, Doug texted me and said he talked to Doug, and Doug's ready to go.
Yeah, because I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, that was Doug that texted that, not you.
Dude, what's up with that bar though? By the way, because
I think it's being sold.
well, it was the Thirsty Beaver.
Yeah.
Now it's Double D's.
Now, Double D's is the same owner when it was Dawn and Pam's.
Okay,
So
it's
this
back
is
to the
like his
original.
second bar, Double D's. Plus,
Yeah,
it's got that
I never paid any
well-bosomed
attention
woman
to it
on the
before,
front.
and I looked at it,
I'm just
Double
saying.
D.
You got Double D's right in front
Thirsty
of it. Yeah.
Beaver and Double D's both sound like a perfect strip club name.
There was
Like,
a-
that would be like
There's
the
a
one.
Thirsty Squirrel in Steubenville.
Yeah.
There was one of
The
those.
Double D's would be a man's strip club.
So how was your guys' weekend of gigs? I had to miss out on the game. I saw they won 64 to 14.
14.
I think the only close game they had was like the
Away
previous
game
game.
somewhere.
No, it was previous game, right? Because that was the one that was
previous
Yeah,
like-
it was because after I left, you were giving me updates, and it was they were losing
One of their
until
away
the
games
fourth.
is real
Yeah.
close, too. I think it was the same team, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty sure. I'm not up on their away games, but
Yeah,
But
yeah, I had a great season with them this year doing the entrance and stuff.
I-
You and
yeah. I told Dana it was awesome. Like the production in it was cool because you saw everybody kind of like in the world of music and entertainment there. Because Tim was up with the Mind Line. I saw you. Were you emceeing one
I
night? You
emceed one of the
emceed one
games.
night, yeah.
Yeah.
And all the guys that worked with us, and
you were up in the video thing for a while, too, weren't you?
I DJ. I was up with the DJ booth for one of the games, and I emceed one of the games, and then we did the after party for two of them. So we did I think we might have been the first after party with the band, and then we did the championship game after party last night. Which there's a photo of me singing in a Miners jersey holding that trophy, and I want that photo. Whoever has that photo, send it to me.
is it River City?
Yeah,
River
Doug
City.
Richardson on Facebook. Whoever has that photo, please. 'Cause that's gonna be my profile pic for a long time. Like,
And now they're moving up a league or like a competition, all around competitions
They
moving
went
up.
from A,
AAL to NAL,
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
national or whatever it is now.
That just means next year our production just got to be even bigger. You got ideas?
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
got a bunch of them. Talked to the owners last night about it, actually.
Did any involve the flamethrower I sent you late night on Amazon that strapped to my back?
No, you have to have all kinds of permits
Oh,
to do
I'm
fire.
sure.
Because I was asking Malarkey that. I was like, if I would do flames, what would you? He said, you don't want to. It
Yeah.
would cost you a fortune to do it. And I was just like, I said, I don't want to steal any of their stuff anyway. So,
Right.
no, I got a couple ideas I want to try to do for different entrants so we're not doing the same thing over and over.
It was cool with the starters when they would go from the tunnel because eventually they caught on that one of us was doing the button for the cold spark, so they were doing moves, and I was trying to time it because you have to hit that button like a half a second before they do it. So I'm just trying to time it while they're like doing
Well, they
Triple
sent
H.
each one of the players out individually last night, and I
Yeah.
was all messed up. I was
Oh,
like,
really?
Because usually all of them run out first.
First, yeah,
starting.
the back line, yeah.
But they brought every one of them out, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I got it. Then the guy come down out of the stands with the hammer, the sledgehammer, and I was like, where's he at? Because I kept looking for the sledgehammer. He come down out of the stands. I guess if I'd have read the tenor area, I would know that. But
Yeah.
it cracked me up in that tenor area. It said, the person singing the national anthem, please make sure you do their last name right because it's the coach's wife. He said, don't mess up her name. I did read that.
You know, that's what I'm doing next year. I want to sing the anthem one of the games.
They had that one, was it fifth grader sing that one?
Yeah, shoot.
Got about halfway.
Yeah, I felt
I
sorry
wasn't
for
there
her.
for that.
Yeah, there's this little girl that was singing it, and she got about halfway through the song, kind of got choked up.
Get nervous.
And the
Yeah.
audience took it over.
Yeah. I took it over with him.
I think that's one thing too. I don't get why. Like, so obviously you're going to pay somebody to sing the national anthem, but I think the audience should always sing the national anthem.
Yeah.
Because it's more of like, you know, which
I agree.
you know,
It's like a pledge of
United
allegiance.
States of
Yeah.
America. So one united like voice. It's always like been my thing. So I've been like, I don't understand why more people do that. They're just like, you take it
I
away.
told my guys, I said, stop tearing down whenever they're singing the national anthem because
Yes.
it's kind of rude to be doing things where the national anthem is being sung. We never thought about it like the first show. And I was the first game, and I was just like, stop. We got to stop.
Obviously, there's some
It's a
people that
coach
have
away.
to, but you know,
that's
if
what
it's
they have
not,
to do.
if it's not necessary,
Sometimes you get so hyper fixated on like let's tear it on as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Let's get this going.
yeah, and really like because we have all day once you set up the equipment, you're just thinking about how
I mean, they have
fast
to
all
do
day.
the
Then
coin
really,
flip and
you're
all
done
that
in 30
stuff.
seconds. It's not,
Yeah.
the coin flip and
So, I mean, we got done plenty of time, even waiting on the national anthem.
So I have a question for you. What would it take to do a local music festival? Listen,
trying.
you got all this shit laying around,
Working on it.
right?
you
We're
just in
working
its
on it.
backyard.
Like seriously, how much money and sound equipment do you have laying around that you're just using as like glorified Netflix surround sound? Like, seriously,
And
yeah,
I got Bill Graham in my driveway.
that's what I mean.
BG
So
audio.
what?
Yeah.
What would it take? Like, how much money would it take? Where would it be? Like,
I talked to Kelly Tucker Jones about it, the Civic Center, and it's like a rent and insurance is what you got.
yeah.
to pay
Then
to
you
get
have
there.
to pay a certain amount of people, like as cleaners for the weekend. But if you do the
gotta pay
festival,
the not the union, but the union. What do you call them? Teamsters? I think is what their union is. In
stagehand union.
There. Yeah, stagehand.
Yeah.
Union. I think it's the Teamsters. What they go under.
It's tricky too because I don't know all the technicalities, and I could be wrong on a lot of what I say.
But
but
you got to hire at least 4 of them there.
yeah, and if
fact
Half the
check
music
everything
halls, too.
he's
yeah,
about to
please.
say.
But I think like say if you have the festival on like a Saturday, then you'd be paying for overtime for these cleaners to come in. Instead, like it will take a lot, but it's definitely doable. They did the wine mixer, and it was awesome down there. Daner did a really good job with him and
Yeah.
his board.
Yeah, that looked really good.
And it was nuts because like the weather every half hour said it was supposed to thunderstorm.
That's the reason I was trying to talk to Kelly about doing it inside the arena because then you don't have to worry about weather.
Yeah, I think they had that on the back burner in case it just got
Yeah.
too bad to ruin the event. But luckily, I mean, we were battling sweat. I played with Jake Benninger from Marietta,
Okay, yeah.
and he turned around. We only played 45 minutes. We looked at each other like we are drenched. It was miserably humid.
Oh
but
my god, that jersey I wore last night. Those things don't breathe for shit. Dude, I was so like, I got off stage. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do this. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Especially the pads and everything else.
Yeah, there's no way. But I want to do that because I have too many friends that are like other musicians, and every Saturday we're like, hey, let's go do something. Like, I'm booked.
Yeah.
But if everybody's under one roof, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's kind of like one of the reasons I started this because like we normally don't talk to each other.
Yeah,
because
right.
it's just gigs
never
after
see each
gigs.
other.
Yeah, you never see each other unless you're opening up and it's in passing. That's
Yeah.
about it.
And I've been trying to go to everybody's shows, but good grief. There's so many of them you can't.
And then you get called. Hey, I need smoke fluid for over here. I need the
yeah,
subs
that's
over
gotta
here.
suck for you because you're like the guy everybody calls when something else breaks.
Yeah, because I had to save Gage the other night. The subs went out on Justin Malarkey. I had to take him out 2 subs to
Yeah.
do the show out at.
Oh, you took 215s out.
You're like an on-call nurse. That's what for like
Mobile,
for the
yeah.
Ohio Valley Sound. That's exactly what this is.
Well, Bill Graham taught me everything I know with BG Audio. That's who taught me. Besides
Yeah.
me doing my hands-on things, but
right.
Right.
Yeah, all
that's
this
how you
equipment.
learn. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't do it, you'll never learn it. You have to get out there and just do it.
And you started with was it monitors?
Yeah.
Was it monitors first? Yeah.
Or Jamboree in the Hills. After Jamboree in the Hills moved over to the new site, they had some kind of a thing going on at the old site where they had balloons and all this stuff. And these guys were flying over to jump out.
Uh-huh.
And I went to do the sound. Bill Graham sent me to do the sound. There set the board. Every wire was unplugged. Every one of them. I walked up on stage. Every one of the wires up there were unplugged. And I'm looking at the guy going, I'm going to be at least an hour getting this stuff set up because it was supposed to already be ready.
Yeah.
And I called Bill Graham. I said, he said, what? And I was like, everything's unplugged. I don't know how to run that. He was just like, do your best. So I was just like, okay. The rule to it is wherever you go into something like your board, you got to come out of it to go to something. So I just hooked up the 2 main things and said, here you go, here's a mic.
That's the thing
I
too.
said,
Like,
that's all I knew how to do. But that's how I learned.
Yeah.
well, we run into that in Zane Run a lot. Brad is our tech guy, so he does all like the inner monitor stuff. We play to like backing tracks, which I think last time I was telling you about that band that lip sync, and I was real pissed off about it.
What is it?
Oh, I didn't tell you the story. So we opened the show for another band from out of town.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, you started telling me about
yeah,
this. Yeah.
so we open the show up, and when we're packing up to whatever, one of the singers in the other band goes, "Don't make our mics as hot as theirs because we sing with the track." Now I thought it was like when we do tracks, we do like bass drops and maybe like tambourine stuff
Click
that
bass drops
yeah,
and just
like we
yeah.
can't play live, but we add it to the song because it
Yeah,
enhances the song. But like there's no vocals that are backtracked. There's nothing like that. So I'm sitting there thinking, that's what he's doing.
Right.
He goes, "What's up, Wheeling?" Then he goes into a verse, and then he goes and points the mic out to the crowd to have them sing it, and his voice is still
Voice
coming
is
through
still
the main.
going,
And I'm
yeah.
like, dude, I'm working my ass off learning songs and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
I could just be like Melly Vanelli here and getting,
Isn't that crazy? Like they were shamed by the whole world, and that's just like what you're
like the norm
recommended
now.
to do now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And the thing
Definitely
is
normal now.
and people don't realize it, but like some of the biggest bands that play around here are doing it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, this is ridiculous. But
They almost have to because they're doing show after show after show. They blow
Hey,
out their voice.
buck
Yeah.
up, I do it. Just saying.
Yeah.
And what's weird is
Yeah, we're nobodies.
my first night show. My first night show is always like kind of like whatever. And the next day I wake up, I'm like, am I going to be able to talk today? We'll figure this out. And I bought this stuff called Throat Coat, which is like this like tea stuff that you make,
Herbal tea.
and it actually tastes a little bit like Jägermeister, so it's phenomenal for me. I love it.
That black licorice type.
Yeah, it's like my favorite. Which that's like my grandma is the one that like got me onto that flavor. So thank you, grandma. But so I'll drink that all day, and then the second night when my voice is strained a little bit, that show is better than the first one.
Oh, really?
It like adds that rasp, and it just like sounds like overall just like a better, So it's fun.
Well, Zane Run's kind of getting out of country.
Yeah, we're trying to. We're doing more of the pop. Well, the thing is everybody plays country around here, and
Yeah.
it's.
That's true.
I don't want to like
Yeah.
offend any country singers, but country music to me is just so monotone. You don't get out of like you find your pocket and you stay in your pocket,
Yeah.
and I get bored singing it on stage a lot of
And a
times.
lot of country artists around here, if you play songs that are out of the norm of that country too, the ones where you can explore a little bit, it's kind of frowned upon. So you're hearing the same top 100 hits
That's
from
what I mean.
from different
And
decades.
so for me, like when I first joined Zane Run, we were doing all country music, like that's what we were doing. But then you look over at Gage Joseph, and it's almost the same set list. Then you look at like Matt Van Fossen sings a lot of similar stuff.
Yeah.
So then how do we differentiate ourselves? And then do we want to get in that that pocket in that thing? And so we've started doing a little bit, like we do a lot more pop punk stuff now because that's my wheelhouse, and Brad's really good at it.
Yeah.
And it helps us separate from everybody else in the Ohio Valley at least. Mm-hmm. And it's helped us get a lot more gigs. But back to what I was saying about Brad, like he's our tech guy, and one small thing happens, it's all on Brad's shoulders now.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to sit down with Brad and figure out, all right, man, what do I need to know to help you out so you're not stressed out when like shit hits the fan, and we do that and make the show better.
Yeah, because he's prepping to play guitar too for the
Yeah,
whole set.
that's what I'm
so,
saying. He's got to play guitar, and he's got to do everything else. And I was like, I even told him one time, I was like, Brad, I would rather you focus on guitar and I have a friend Devonte, who's a DJ that I think
Did he help us at one of the games?
he was a DJ one of the games.
Okay, I think he helped us. Yeah, one of the productions with.
Yeah. So we're gonna bring him in. I'm gonna have him figure out what's going on with the tracks because then the guys in the band can focus on the performance.
Yeah.
And then we can have him kind of sit down. But that's another production thing that a lot of people in the valley aren't doing either.
Right. Yeah. For the 2x4s this past show at the Barton Trap, we were doing because we'll do the karaoke track through our monitors.
Yeah.
And Scott just got a new board that is he can, instead of hardwiring his computer to the board, he can Bluetooth it. Well, we were on the public Wi-Fi, so once everybody got into the bar and started using their phones, our tracks would literally slow down to half speed, like live. And then you started hearing like random clicks from different parts of the track, and then like it would speed up a little bit and stuff. So we had to throw a wire on, but
Yeah.
it's just stuff you don't really think about till it happens. And
Technology's great till it isn't. And
Yeah.
That's what sucks.
A lot of
And that's-
wireless microphones do that too. A lot.
yeah, that's the thing about these new systems. It's just like the systems you use the whole time. It's just like if a wire's going bad, we can replace the wire and it's good. But if like one connection's wrong, I just
Yeah.
have to think about all these imaginary connections that are usually on an iPad now.
We played at my punk rock band Splash Panel played at Waterfront Hall, and Devontae's the drummer in that band. He plays on an E kit. My guitar is direct in, and my bass sim is direct in as
Okay.
well. So we're a two piece, but I have like a pedal lets me play both.
Okay, yeah.
So they had that new system that was set up. And there was an issue with the system. Well, when the other bands played, you couldn't tell because the stage volume took over. But we have no stage volume.
Right.
So when ours cut out, we had to give Tim McCormick a call. Hey, come down here and fix this
Right,
and do the whole thing. But yeah, it's a lot of trial and error.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember Jeff and I, at one point, he was our bass player for a while. He was using the same Shure wireless system, and we just didn't even know it, but our channels were just getting crossed over, and like it would be like he would cut in for half a second, I would cut in for half a second, going back and forth because the channel just kept switching until we found out what was going on.
That's what I got a Sennheiser wireless mic.
Uh-huh.
And
It's probably 800 frequency, isn't it?
Listen, you asking too many technical questions. But I bought it because so Chester Bennington's like my idol. I've got him tattooed on my arm, but it's actually that
that's cool.
microphone that I bought. So I have the same microphone that he used, and so I'm using it for a gig, and the mic is just sending this horrible signal out. Like it just sounds like the worst. Like it sounds like really heavy static.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out if you don't scan for a channel before every show, and somebody happens to be on that same channel, it's a squelch setting, and it'll cause interference. And for that microphone, there are places like if you play like in Florida, it's unusable because there's too many frequencies that are just going around. And I didn't know that when I bought it, but I figured that out. Then I've started scanning before every show, and then that's been a game changer. But it's like that one of those things, like the small stuff that you don't know, that just turn your show from amateur hour into like being like a pro.
Yeah, and then it's like if all it takes is just like a live mic next to a speaker to blow out 100 people's eardrums. You have to be very careful. And
oh my god, I did that at a Blue Moon Tavern. I wasn't paying attention, and I was just like, because you're in the show, so I go to hand a microphone and the speaker's like right here, and I go, oh nope, sorry, walk over here real quick. I caught it before it was too bad, but I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, I've provided sound a couple times for people, and when we do 2x4s, like when people don't realize they'll have that mic and they'll just start walking towards like the fronts a little bit too close. You're like, oh no, you're trying to like signal them to get back.
I hate the guys that put their hands over it.
Yeah, cupping the mic.
Try to teach them, don't do that. They do it anyway.
No, the flip side of that is the people that like talk into it like a talk show host, because then you have to have your gain up. People have to be able to hear it, but you have more feedback coming through, so it's real tough. So that's. Yeah, how do you deal with that with karaoke? Like you're just like, because obviously these guys aren't professionals, or,
right?
You know what I mean?
It can be really bad, or I'm just like I can't wait till this next song. Just get these people off. It's normally not like just because of a lack of like skill or something, but if you get a guy up that you don't realize he's had too many till the song starts and he's getting too close to a speaker thing and stuff, where you usually have to make a call midway through a song just because.
That's what. Too, like your setup's different because it's cool that you do like acoustic karaoke, because like my biggest complaint is like we'll go out and we'll start having people sing like all these slow songs to the normal karaoke track, but in your instance it's like I've been to your shows, it's almost fitting because it's an acoustic karaoke set. So you could do like how I always go up, and I always do like high energy songs.
Crocodile Rock, first one out the gate.
Yeah, right. And like I just do all these high energy songs, but it's still like when people do slow stuff at your shows, it fits because it's not out of the realm.
Right. Yeah.
What people are hearing all night.
And we can add to it. Like if it's a slow song, we need more flair. I know, like if the solo section's coming up, I'll just add some stuff just to kind of
keep the crowd.
Or you're the only ones that does that around here, Jim.
Right. And it's so funny because if you like when somebody's singing, if you look at Scott and I sometimes like back, I'm like barking chords at him. I'm going capo 2, go up like it, because it's like maybe like 1 out of every 10 times, like maybe the karaoke track that we have is in a different key than what we have the charts for. So I'm like you're in real time trying to like be like, okay, what key am I in? What key am I supposed to be in? How do I transition this? And I have to look at Scott and kind of like make him like realize what we need to play in real time. It's fun. Yeah.
That's cool though. Like that's like being able to do that is just a talent in itself.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like to sing, because I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Just make it sound right and then go from there.
Yeah.
And then,
See, I don't think I could do that foot pedal thing that you do and play guitar.
Oh, it's hard.
At least you don't sing.
Yeah, I programmed it to be a kick and a real loud hi-hat close. So it's almost like a kick and a clap.
Okay.
and you really just have to keep your body moving and dance. But it was real hard for me to break out of just the back and forth kick, clap until I started practicing with hit 'em up, Tupac, boom,
Okay.
boom, tap, boom, boom, tap. Once I got that rhythm down, I started being able to do more
Because
complicated
then
stuff.
you're sitting there trying to think of your strings,
Yeah,
what chord you got to be in. I'd be all confused.
that's like
Took me forever to learn how to play drums
the
because your mind has to just go blank.
yeah, it does. It
You
really
can't-
does.
You can't try to think of everything you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're either thinking about the drums or you're thinking about the guitar. You got to do one or the other.
Yeah.
That Jake Vinegar and I, we played at the Wine Mixer. He's in Marietta, and he plays country. A lot of his stuff was like the 4-chord stuff. So I'm looking at his set list, and I'm like, I don't want him to drive all the way down Marietta for us to be like, hey, is this the same key? So we got on stage, and I'm just like, you start playing, and I'll just like figure out your key and add to it. And that was the first time I met him. I remember like walking up the steps, and this lady's like, you guys just sound so good with each other. Like, how long have you been playing? I'm like, we just met like 5 minutes before we started. It was funny. I just do stuff on by the seat of my pants.
Oh, it's a lot of like. I had a buddy. He went to school to be like a drummer, and they said like a good talent to have is if you've got 3 hours before the gig, learn the songs well enough to have a 3-hour gig. Like you know, like the day of. So
That's the other thing. I don't know how Jason sits there and reads music and playing at the same time.
Oh, I know.
Especially, you're reading 6-7 lines because you got 6 or 7 drums.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like he'll be the drummer for like I saw. There was a jazz guitar player from maybe Finland. But it's just like you have to sit down with new charts with a new style. He's playing jazz with somebody from you just have to adapt that fast.
What's that guy on? I think it's YouTube. He looks like Mike Graham. And he just does all kinds of crap. His cymbals are going, with his stick. He's doing it, all kinds of crazy stuff.
I'm not
I can't
sure.
think of his name. Because I told Mike, I said he looks just like you. He said, "Well, it is me." I was like, I said, "I don't think so."
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our new sponsor, Rich Investments Group. Rich Investments Group is a real estate investment firm with a mission of providing quality housing for our community. Rich Investments Group proudly offers a rent-to-own program, assisting tenants to one day become homeowners themselves. Veterans are urged to reach out to them so they can support them in finding their dream home.
You have any gigs
That
next
drummer's
weekend?
really good.
yeah. So Saturday we are at Party on the Plaza in Wheeling, and then Sunday we're at DJ Daner's Cash Bash at Quaker Steak.
Okay.
in
I see
lieu.
that.
So Saturday we open the show, so we go on like 5:30 to 7, and then the Cash Bash I think we go on at like 5 or 6. I think it's closer to 7, but
You got gigs?
Just that cash bash. Then the 13th, which is Louis'
Okay.
Summerfest or whatever it's called.
I was gonna say if you were free next Saturday, you could come out watch a bunch of. The reason I'm wearing
Well,
a
I'll
ref,
probably be free. I just take stuff out, set it up.
yeah, let's bring that up. Why are you wearing a ref?
I'm wearing. Well, number one, the Wheeling Miners are AL champions. Is it AL?
Yeah,
AL.
yeah.
But also, if you're in the know, July 13th this year is the Coleraine Beer Olympics. If you watch the movie Beer Fest, it's just like that mixed with like a little Bohemian Grove with a bunch of rednecks, a couple hundred. But it starts at noon, and they compete until maybe 11 or 12. And we've been doing it for like 12 or 13 years. First 10 years, no ref, no MC. And it just becomes at the end of the night like finding people, like where's like the last member of their team, and then finding out they're in a tent with some chick or something late at night. So I'm going to kind of be like the one that try to organizes it because my body cannot handle the
Good
competition. Somebody has to do it. So I'm going to bring a system out and just yell into a mic. Yeah.
That's all you can do, really. Like,
Yeah. I mean, last year they started with a case race between like 4 or 5 people on a team. My body just can't pound 2 beers off the rip
No.
anymore. And then you go right into flip cup, right into the night ends with a 75-foot slip and slide down to that flip cup table you always see online. But it's night and everybody has their side-by-sides with the light shining on the slip and slides.
Oh,
So it's
that's
pretty
cool.
nice. You got to have the perverts that aren't competing, just like at the bottom of the hill, just waiting for the girls to come down and flip the cup. Might post off that this year.
yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's only ended properly like 3 years because just toward the end of the night, it's 11 p.m. They've been going since noon.
Right.
You know, it's so hard to get it organized.
Someday I'll be up there with the cash bash with Gage.
Yeah,
I think he goes on first, don't he?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't remember.
You said Quaker Steak?
Yeah, we get kind of a show up and play at this time, and then everything else is kind of like whatever. So I'm gonna try to go up
It's a
there.
Daner gig. That's
Yeah, I'm gonna try to just show up. I'm gonna try to show up when it starts, and then that's another thing too. I try to be the guy that's like there for every band. So because
cool.
that's like the worst is when you like book a multi-band show, and then your opening act shows up, plays a show, and they just pack up and leave, and you're like, all right, whatever, guys. So,
Yeah. Especially if, like they're local in
Yeah.
town.
yeah, that's always been like a pet peeve.
That's been me for a while though, because the kids. I was just like, I
There's
need
a
to get
difference
home.
between having
Yeah,
kids
right.
and just wanting to get out of there.
If I get home at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever, the kid's still getting up at 5:30.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Right.
Did Jins do good over at River City last night? Did they?
We never not do good.
That's
crowd.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know you guys.
Oh
did.
yeah,
I
yeah,
meant the
no,
crowd.
we did.
Because when I left the Civic Center, well, West Banco,
Right.
I still call it Civic Center. I was seeing people going all different directions. I was just like, and the road's closed right in front of it.
Yeah,
So I was like, where's people going to park? Unless
Right.
they parked in the I call it the wharf still, but
one
parking
nice
garage. I don't know if you could.
one
get-
nice thing is we now have a following. So normally, like they
you got
were
at least 30, 40 people.
well, they were worried we weren't gonna have a crowd because it was the 4th of July weekend.
Right.
And I was like, listen, my friends, you will take any excuse to drink under the sun. So like if it's National Donut Day, we're going out. Like it's
Yeah.
not. So I was like, I wasn't worried about having a crowd or not having a crowd. Plus, you have our normal following. Plus you have the Wheeling Miners championship game. Plus you had, I think, a band played down at Center Market. Like people are doing stuff. It's not like
Yeah.
this is a dead weekend.
Right.
It was out
So
of Generations.
I don't remember who was at Jen's.
I didn't see who it was last night.
Yeah,
Oh,
they-
it was
I
it was Buckwild. Buckwild
Yeah,
was at Generations.
It was Buckwild from Pittsburgh. Gage has opened up for them quite a few times.
What are country band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They actually played they played a lot of our similar set list, the Zane original set
Uh-huh.
list. And they play a lot of that stuff. And I'll never forget this. It was me and Dean and we're at a Buckwild show and we're watching them play, the same stuff you hear 100 times throughout the week and whatever. And the crowd just wasn't into it. They were just kind of like whatever. Like it's weird because like once people drink enough, it doesn't matter what you play.
Doesn't
They're
matter
into
what
it,
you play,
right?
yeah.
So when seeing a sober crowd and you're like, okay, they're not into this stuff, they're not into that stuff, and I think that was a big eye opener for us to be like, all right, it's time to change our set list because like we watch this band do it. I can go watch a different band play a different set list, and people aren't drunk yet, and they're on the dance floor, song number 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like the 2x4s too. It's like you need to get a certain amount of liquid courage if you want like not the non-karaoke crowd to
Yeah.
get up
Well,
in
they
there.
have to be drunk, passed out on the floor for me to sing. I don't think anybody wants to hear that. But Mike Ofka used to play guitar for the.
Buckwild?
Buckwild.
Oh, really?
yeah,
I need to get him in here from Innovation Studios.
Yeah,
in
well,
Steubenville. Shout
that's
out.
closed.
Oh, he closed it now?
he closed
Oh.
down. What's he doing now?
Moved down to Parkersburg.
Oh, I
Got
didn't know
married and
this.
moved down to
Oh, I didn't know
Parkersburg.
this.
So
Still,
the only thing you have now is the Aardvark.
Aardvark, I was about to say, yeah, Aardvark, and is it Atomic Cowboy Productions? Is that
Yeah, I
like
don't
the-
think he's got a studio though, does he?
I don't know how those two. I know this the Aardvark that we went down to.
Yeah.
It was a pretty nice studio.
Yeah, but Mike closed down and moved down to Parkersburg with his new wife
Oh wow,
or whatever. I think he got married. I think it was his girlfriend and they got married.
it's usually how it goes.
Yeah, there's a process there. There's only step 1.
Yeah, there's a courthouse visit in between, but
Because I know he has a son.
yeah,
Yeah, he closed down. That was a shame too, because that old house he had,
Uh-huh.
it had some really nice sound in that house.
yeah, it was.
Really nice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get us a couple more seltzers.
I'm good with that.
You good with that?
No, yeah,
Oh, you
yeah,
want-
yeah, I want another one.
Was it time to change it again?
No, I'm just grabbing 2 more seltzers.
No. You know what I used to drink that I don't think they have anymore is Little King's Cream Ale. You ever drink those?
Little Kings.
Little Kings, yeah, they're in a bottle about that tall.
Yeah, thirsty. No, not thirsty squirrel.
Beaver.
No, thirsty squirrel is right by it. It's something's friendly tavern.
Oh, sure.
It's in Steuben. It's up that
Up that
hill.
way, but yeah, up the
Yeah,
hill.
it's something's Friendly Tavern. They have it because my roommate Pozar is like a weird beer connoisseur. Like he doesn't. It doesn't matter if the beer is good or bad. If it's off the wall and probably tastes like shit, he's into it. He's just like, this is the best beer I've ever had. And I'm like, but anyway, we went up there where it was a karaoke night, and he saw that they had Little Kings. They were like, oh my god, this is the best beer ever. So he
That's what I used
buys
to drink.
he buys 2 of them, and how the hell do you drink that on purpose?
Right.
It used to have the concentration in the top. When you took the cap off, see how drunk you got. So it'd be like monkey screwdriver or something, to say what it is. Time I got to about the 5th one, I'm looking at it going,
You ever drink?
some things are strong.
Yeah. You ever have the Four Locos when they came out originally?
Dude, you remember Sparks?
Yeah, Sparks. I remember Sparks. It was those, I remember they had a breakdown of what was in Four Locos. It was like 8
Yeah.
espresso shots, like 10 shots of alcohol.
Dude, my favorite and this was the original recipe too, so this was nuts. But we had four locos. It was me and it was we had one apiece basically. But how it started was we were passing around like a joint. Mm-hmm. So we're like, hey, we'll just do one, we'll just do one, and then as you get drunker and drunker and drunker, you're like, yeah, give me more and more. So we ended up drinking all of these 4. So we basically all had a 4 Loco tall boy can, right? We're on our way to a rave. And then you start smoking on top of that. You get a little crossfaded. That was the best party I will never remember because like it was just too much. It was just like that was the my buddy's the one that invited us to this rave, and it's in Pittsburgh, and we go to we go to the bathroom or something, and we're at, like, there's 3 urinals, and I'm on the one on the far left, and my friend's the one on the far right, and this guy comes up and goes, I'll split the uprights, and gets between us. So I'm like, all right, that's weird, but it's Pittsburgh, no big deal. And I walk out of the bathroom. My friend's like, Doug, I'm so sorry, this is a gay rave. And I was like, what? So I see this girl, I wave her over, we start talking, and my pickup line that night was, are you gay? She goes, no, are you? I said, no. And then we talked the rest of the night. It was a great time. And then I don't know what happened after about 11 o'clock. I'm pretty sure Permani's brothers was involved, and then we went home. But
It was when I was at my bachelor party, we picked Buffalo, New York, just out of random. Because, like, you go, like, when you're gigging or, like, just traveling, when you're crossing off certain cities, it's like Las Vegas and stuff.
yeah.
We were thinking, like, when were you ever going to go to Buffalo for anything else? So we just decided to go up there. And we were in a bar called, like, Presidents. They had a bunch of, like, presidential, like, portraits over the walls. And we asked the bartender, like, where the strip is, like, to party. And she says, you need to go down to Allentown. You guys are like Allentown. We go down to Allentown. The first bar we get into is called the Underground. And, like, we're walking. We start ordering drinks. We get beers. And it was funny. I was standing by my brother. I'm looking around. I'm like, hey, well, all the pool table felt's pink. And he's looking at the shelves. He's like, they only serve Bacardi, like, as a liquor here. And I'm like, we put 2 and 2 together. We're like, oh, we're in the gay district.
Yeah.
The bartender lied to us.
That's some of the best partying, though, I will tell you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we went, my girlfriend at the time, she goes, hey, I bought us tickets to a show in Pittsburgh when you go. Well, it was a drag show.
Uh-huh.
And, like, we had just started dating, so I think she thought I would feel some type of way if it was a drag show or not. We go to have drag. I had a fucking blast. I bought a T-shirt. I was
Yeah.
like, sign this thing. Like, this was a great time. Like, yeah, if you know any musician who has any struggle with stage performance, take them to a drag show. Just take notes. This is how you do this. Like,
We opened up for I think Kesha was, like, at the end of the bill for a Pride Fest in Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah. And it was one of the, like, concerts I remember, like, as far as the eye can see, when you think sea of people, like, you can't see the end. I remember that whole street. It was nuts.
man, that'd be a blast. That's what I'm trying to get more, like, how do you open the door for more of those gigs? Because I do feel like we get kind of pushed to the side because we're from here. Like, you hear a band from Wheeling, you're just like, it's another band from Wheeling. Mm-hmm. But also, too, I don't expect you to book us without seeing us. So I like,
Right.
how do you get in front of the right people? How do you guys, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's tough.
There's definitely that priority of band, especially, like, the headliners around here. They want to have bands from out of the area, but I mean, there should be, like, a concrete, like, this is how many people we're bringing. these are like our fans. Let's
what
let's kind of
sucks
do it right.
So we're playing this Saturday, and I got messages like 5 or 6 times on Facebook that's like, "Hey, I'm gonna miss you," because a lot of my friends still work
Yeah.
on Saturdays.
That's-
Because
yeah.
I come from like the car business. We worked every Saturday.
Right.
Some of my friends still work retail, so I'm just like, yeah, it sucks. So, like, I get off at 9. I'm gonna be home at 5:36.
Right.
By the time I shower and get out, I was like, yeah, I get it, man. It's no big deal. Mm-hmm. At the same time, you don't want to turn down these gigs because you're like, they're a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us. So it's kind of a give and take, and I feed off the crowd more than I don't mind opening a show. I just want a crowd there to work with. Because if I
Right.
play a show and there's nobody there to work with, then I'm just like, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
that's when you see me sitting on the bar stool, like watching TV as I'm singing the song, and like,
Generations is really about the only bar that PAX plays. I mean, River City every once in a while.
Waterfront. I mean,
Waterfront Hall, yeah.
Waterfront Hall,
Waterfront.
you gotta like when we play at Waterfront Hall, we always have a decent crowd.
yeah.
But we like Splash Panel is what I'm talking about. That's the punk band
Mm-hmm.
with Devontae. Me and Devontae know so many people though that we're guaranteed 40, 50 people almost right off the rip. And then you add the
Right.
other bands we play with over their bringing.
Yeah.
So we generally have a good turnout there at Waterfront.
Because, I mean, summertime they have the waterfront thing they do down on the river.
The fest. This is a
There's the first one.
first one.
I mean, on Wednesdays they have the Wednesday thing.
Oh, you mean the Waterfront Wednesdays? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cap and Tuesdays.
Oh man, we played Waterfront Wednesday, and it sucked.
Usually always rains.
Well,
It rained for me when
sucked
we
'cause
did it.
It was overcast, but it didn't rain, so I think it kept a lot of people out. But
Yeah.
the Zane Run show is the same show whether we play to 6 people or 1,000 people because I just can't stand sitting still. So my ADHD kicks in, and then I'm just off running around.
I don't know why they just don't build a stage down there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always paying to bring this. Well, they actually bought a new stage. Wheeling did.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
One just like CA houses did.
Yeah. I saw a picture of it.
I mean, why buy that? Just build it. They could have built the thing cheaper. Think about it.
yeah. When two
But
by
I understand because of the flood.
Right,
They
yeah.
have to constantly be cleaning it and stuff. But,
put flotation devices on. If it floods, you just have
Yeah.
it tied down.
I mean, they're putting a splash thing out there on the
Sla-
top of the hill.
oh, really? Splash pad?
Where's that at?
Right there, right beside the Civic Center.
Okay.
That's where the fences and stuff are at.
Oh,
That's
you know what? Those fences were up during the wine fest. I don't know if they were blocking something off for no reason. Okay, I see.
So who played at the wine fest that you were with?
Ezra started the show. Then I played with Jake Benninger, Horton Jones, full band after us, and then the Bachelor Boys from
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
So I was really disappointed in them. With this is nothing against them at all, but I thought that was the best like boy band cover band name ever. The Bachelor Boys.
Bachelor Boys Band.
would be the best like boy band cover band. And so I was talking to Dana about it. He's like, I booked him. And I listened to it and I was like, this isn't what I expected at all.
Yeah,
But I was like,
yeah.
I get it. Like, it's cool. I'm glad. But man,
Right.
that's a missed opportunity.
I took my trailer down there, but I didn't get to make it to it.
You need to make it. Horton
I
Jones
haven't
killed
been
as
going to a lot of
always.
outside stuff because it's too hot for me.
Yeah, it's been miserable these past couple shows.
My health's not the best, but I'm trying to keep it going.
I mean, Jamboree would have been around this time, but
Yeah.
Jamboree you kind of forget
Next
about
week.
all the heat and your troubles for.
Third weekend of July. It's coming
Yeah.
up next week.
Yeah.
Man. Are they doing anything? Are we, like, is there any kind of replacements being talked about? Anything?
There was Blame My Roots, but they moved it to their own
Thing, yeah.
yeah, their own backyard fest.
That beef something or other, or something to do
Yeah.
with meat.
Was it Sammy Kershaw that played out there? Yeah.
Gage opened up for him.
Okay.
Who was the guy? He played out there. Something Junior. He's like a name. Shit, I can't remember his name. He his country guy. People, it was like something Jennings Jr.
Oh, Wayland?
It wouldn't be Waylon Jennings Jr., would it?
Maybe
That's probably who you're thinking about.
because he comes around here, right, and plays it.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh,
So he played.
I mean, he's all over the place. But
right. Is that his son? Oh, I wasn't familiar with that.
So he played up at Pike 40, and the next night he played at Paradise Hills in Yorkville,
Okay. Yeah,
which
makes
is like
sense.
such a yin and yang gig,
Right,
like
yeah.
to do.
It's Waylon something, but it was just Waylon Jr. I can't
I think
remember.
maybe maybe it was Waylon Jr.
Yeah, it's something. It's some because somebody told me you don't know who the dad is, and I said no. I
Is it
don't.
something Walker Jr.? Waylon Walker
Oh,
Jr.
maybe that's it. That sounds.
might
We're,
be.
we're on. We're on to something here.
Oh, I think it's something Walker Jr. Scott was here. I'd have him pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my phone on airplane mode filming us.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounded right. The Walker Jr.
Yeah.
It might be a.
Yeah, he played up there. I guess he played like a handful of people.
You see, there's Waylon Jennings.
It's something Walker Jr. I think
Yeah, that sounds like it might be right.
it might be Waylon Walker Jr.
There's Wheeler Walker Jr.
Wheeler Walker Jr.
That's
That's what I'm
it.
thinking.
That's the
yeah.
dude.
Wheeler
Yep.
Walker Jr. That's what I'm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
someone.
I have to look up stuff. I can't. All these new names, I can't remember.
Well, somebody walked up to me and was like, "You don't know who that is?" I said, "I don't. Absolutely. I've never even heard of
Yeah.
him." Yeah, he played up there, and then he played down at Paradise Hills. I don't
They
know.
have a new stage, right?
Yeah,
Or a couple years old.
yeah.
Doesn't he do like take this job and shove it type song?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Outlaw Country.
Yeah, outlaw.
I remember, Blame My Roots. I think Garth Brooks' daughter, Allie Colleen, played up there one year. I can't remember who the headliner was.
We just need something, man.
We
Like,
need- yeah,
we
we
need
do.
a replacement
It's
for.
the F-bomb this song.
No, F-bomb
The
this song.
job. The job, I mean.
Oh, okay.
F-bomb this job.
Yeah, we need something.
Yeah, we're missing out. Like, I don't know. It's just, it sucks. I always tell people, like, there's every reason to leave the Ohio Valley, but there's not enough reasons to come to the Ohio Valley.
You could think of like, just imagine the networking that went on if somebody had a festival, just got every single like act around here. The crowd, because everybody be local.
That's
the
what I mean.
networking and
Like, if we do this and we do it right, like, the problem is, too, is I think egos would get in the way. Though, because every band in the Ohio Valley is used to closing the show.
you just need a ref out there, to smack some people
That's
around.
what it is. That's what it is.
But right now, I think it's like what Roger Horde brings in everybody. Mm-hmm. Then MSM.
Naturally, all of it. Yeah.
MSM's been bringing
MSM
in a lot
is.
of people.
Yep.
Yeah, they know everybody. That's the thing.
Cool,
You can't beat them neither.
Then you
I
have
was gonna
bands-
say, yeah.
You have bands like Tongue in Cheek. You have Hollow. You have Someday Saturday, who I'm friends with. They play up more towards Steubenville.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to like get their breakout in Wheeling, but they don't know enough people in Wheeling to do the whole
Right.
the networking thing. It is tough, but like I would like to see a local festival because I think that would be. I think you're right. Like we're all local, so everybody brings all their family and friends alone.
Yeah.
It's a packed house.
Well, that's what me and Tim's been trying to do: bring everybody together.
Can you imagine like the food
Instead of
trucks?
trying to-
Yeah.
They would know that every single band's down there today. I mean, that'd be a no-brainer.
Yeah, you have to be there. Like,
Yeah.
like if you are a traveling business in Wheeling, that is the spot to be for
There's
that night.
enough solo acts to where there could be a side stage just going.
Absolutely.
Now the thing is, it's just the only issue is we have to find somebody with like 50 trucks full of equipment that's not doing anything besides talking on a podcast, right?
Yeah, like weird. Yeah, right. Somebody that has a nickname that's meat related.
Wait a minute. I think his name's Tim.
We'll get a hold of Tim after this.
But yeah, that'd be cool. Like, I don't know. We need to do something because there's too many bands in the Ohio Valley that are too talented to just be playing these, mom and pop dive shows every weekend and not enough exposure at festivals and that stuff.
Said I talked to Kelly Tucker and Justin Malarkey, and they said they were up for it. We can just get to Civic Center. So
Yeah.
finding a date
Yeah.
because the Nailers they despise anybody else coming in there. They really don't want
I
anybody.
don't know. I heard the third weekend in July is pretty popular.
Hot but popular.
But it's inside.
It's inside. Yeah, that's right. And
You
it'd
can
be,
always talk to
you can keep the ice rink and be nice and chilly for everybody.
Oh, that'd be great.
you can always talk to Blakemore and
Yeah.
get him to set something up. on the front, right on the front.
And you already have all the concession right
Yeah.
there. You don't have to do too much.
Yep, and if everybody wants to have their own after parties or whatever, like after a certain time, it's in walking distance. Every single bar that would have.
Seriously, you have Waterfront Hall and River City both right there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry, it's crazy too how like everybody reacted to like the main street sidewalks opening up finally.
Yeah.
There's a crazy amount of share just because everybody's just so psyched for
Yeah.
stuff to do. How like
The
being able to
Wop-Pop's
move.
coming up here end of the month.
What is it?
Italian festival. I call it.
Oh, okay.
Me and Bill Graham's called it that forever. Wop-Pop.
Wop pop.
We're playing,
I can say that. I'm Italian.
Friday night, we're at River City for that as well.
Hopefully they bring Donnie Iris back this year because he was sick last year. Couldn't do it.
Donnie Iris.
Cancel.
We were up in I think it was Brighton, PA, and we were watching the Brighton boys play. And I remember just Donnie Iris rides his bike up to the bar, hops off, does "Love Is Like a Rock," standing ovation. Everybody's going wild. Just hops back on his bike and just goes down the sidewalk into the night. And they're like, "Yeah, that's what he does. He's from here." Everybody just lets Donnie play.
That's funny.
Yeah. He loved the Brighton boys. He'd come to all their shows.
That'd be like just being such a like say a wheeling legend. You just hop on your bird scooter, go down to River City, hop on whatever band you're playing.
Yeah,
play
give me another 5 years. I'll be there. I'll be there.
They're actually trying to get back together.
Oh, are they?
They're playing. Actually, they played last night.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Original
He
members?
wanted me to come up. Oh, but Nate's out with that Goodwin guy. And John.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they played at something here in Bridgewater.
Hmm.
'Cause they called me, wanted to know if I could do sound. I was just like, sorry.
It was always funny watching.
Six is like my last football game. I said,
Yeah.
I can't make it there.
Yeah.
It was funny watching them because like I don't know the names of them, but like the singer, guitar player, they would have their guitar so low, like
Alex.
punk stance. But then Nate, bass player, he went to school for playing bass, so he had the perfect classical stance and like playing with his fingers like perfectly, perfect angle.
Yeah, he plays a stand-up bass just like he plays the bass guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell too. Like that's a good analogy for that. Like the whole like
Mm-hmm.
And Charles Goodwin took him, and thank God he did, because I mean, they play everywhere, sell out everything.
Mm-hmm. Really? Because he was with Township Road for a while too.
Yeah,
Was he? They together? They
they
Nah.
broke up. Christian Beck was supposed to break up, but I see all kinds of shows he's doing, so I don't know if he broke up or not.
They have-
He has 2 kids, and the new kid he wanted.
Oh, we
to
saw
take
him out
off.
that
Yeah.
campground.
He
Yeah.
wanted to take off and decided, well, I better just do it. I think his wife pushed him back into it
Mm.
because he wanted to quit for a while just to be with the kid.
He had a good crew behind him. I remember talking to them backstage.
They just did a video too. His new song, I can't remember what the song is now. But I was going to work with him, then they decided they was going to break up.
Yeah.
Then I see he's playing out again, so because his drummer's named Jason too. I always get when I I called Jason one time. There was his drummer, and I was just like, "Oh, wrong Jason, sorry."
Is there a bass player? I think his name was Fish.
Fish.
He filled in for us.
Yeah.
That show. That campground, was it Lazy Acres?
Lazy Acres.
They have it must be like one of those 100-foot by 100-foot screens with like 1,000 different
Yeah.
TV screens put up.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
that's cool.
Having like your logo behind you moving around. Trying to think, got any other events coming up we can plug?
I know the Summer Fest, the Cash Bash.
Cash back. I think he's doing I have to get back with him. I think he's doing Brightside Tavern. Daner's doing Brightside Tavern's Queen of Hearts drawing, which I think like they give like $1 million each time they like draw it.
Holy
I guess
crap.
it's nuts. Yeah.
I got right now coming up. I've got Party in the Plaza, July 13th. We have the Cash Bash, July 14th. July 20th, I have a splash panel at the Alpha, and then July 26th is Zane Run for the Italian Festival after party at River City.
Okay.
So that's everything I got coming up.
That ought to be interesting. I think I might go to the Alpha that night.
Yeah. And then what's cool is like Devontae's a DJ, so we were playing like 8 to 10, and then he's gonna take over and DJ inside. So we get to experience the show and then the after party all in like one little like.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's the next big name coming in the arena? Oh, Godsmack. That's right.
Oh, yeah, it's
that's
October
right.
23rd.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Dude, I'm trying to find a venue to have a dad rock night that night.
Bad Rock Night.
Like-
Butt Rock is other.
No. So, Jurgles did it, and it was a blast. But they called it, and they played into it. They called it New Balance night because
New
every
Balance
dad
night.
has a pair of New Balance shoes. And I was like, what a perfect
Yeah.
night to do that. Like after Godsmack, and you just have like, and then all they played Nickelback, Godsmack, like all that genre, Creed, and like people had fun because you're playing off like the stereotype. But I'm trying to find a venue to do that. Right
Yeah.
now. I'm like, I think that would be the perfect night.
It would. I mean, Waterfront would be a good one to get something. If think they'd be down for that.
I brought it up to them. They said they don't normally get a crowd after the West Banco Arena shows.
We just have to open up the street more.
That's what.
That's the same way with River City. They don't get a crowd.
Well, that's true too. Because the thing is, once you get all this construction done,
Yeah,
that's going to
that's
be
very true.
Which they got the right lane done so far.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, once you open up that and open up Wheeling a little bit more, maybe you will start seeing some traffic. Because
The only thing I think is stupid about that is they got those plants sticking out there. And I was told it was the drainage or something.
Oh, really?
Where you usually always parked.
Yeah.
Like right in front of the Capitol. Now you can't just pull straight up through there. You got to go out around that thing.
Yeah.
Them truck drivers are going to be pissed when they start unloading in there. Because they're going to have to drive out and drive in and back in to get in there.
Yeah. Luckily, the pushers weren't my team.
I guarantee there's going to be cars going over top of them. I guarantee it. Cars going to come down through there and
one nice thing about Wheeling, though, I have noticed is the nightlife is coming back.
It is.
slowly.
It's coming back to like what it was before COVID. Because I get that all the time. I'll bring up something, and it never fails. It's always somebody, no offense, beef, but it's always somebody above the age of 50 who's like, people just don't call it like they used to anymore. And I'm just like, nope, that's not true. Because I played at Generations, and at 11 o'clock we were packed. Or I played at
Yeah.
River City. Like last night at River City, we were
Yeah,
done
you're right.
at 12 o'clock, and Devontae DJ'd, and the dance floor was packed, and everyone was out there ready to go. And
Yeah, I mean, like the concert times have moved up, but I think like the people's time still like before COVID, because I think what's happening is like the older crowd will go out to dinner, they'll wait around to like see a band, and like there's a lot of shows. I'll admit that like 8 or 9 o'clock, I'm thinking, is anybody going to be there? And then you fast forward to 11 p.m. and you're like, there's no standing room, or like 2x4s is like our list is full with like people that want to sing. I think maybe they're just giving up, but they do. People are coming out.
yeah,
They
and it
really are.
sucks because so when I do this, and this isn't like when I talk to these people about this stuff, these are people that make the calls when we start. So I'm like, we need to start at 10 o'clock. 10 to 1 is the prime time.
And it was that way for the longest time.
It
too.
was
Sometimes
absolutely.
it's 10 to 2 back
Yeah.
when I was.
Well, we used to play down at
Till bands got greedy.
we used to play at Riverside Restaurant in Powhatan Point. We would do 7 to 10. Now,
Yeah.
we played that forever. That was like the standard thing. And at 9:45, we would have a packed bar, and I'm like, well, enjoy this for the next 15 minutes, because then we're done.
Yeah.
We played every song we know, and we played to nobody for all night.
Yeah.
Now, though, if you
And then you
look,
always have the guys holding up a 50, like another hour, and you're like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
yeah. Now, though, I've noticed they've changed. They're doing 8 to 11.
Are they?
Yeah. So, but you see it like, at least they understand. They're like, all right, we're getting a later crowd. Like, we have to be the late night spot. We have to do this. We have to do that. So it's helping that people are starting to get on the same page with this. But but the amount of DJs I talk to that are like, well, the crowd doesn't come. We don't get the crowd like we used to. And then that just tells me like you're not a very good DJ then, because a DJ can play anything. Like you have that ability,
You
right?
have access to all music that's ever been made.
You play
ever.
whatever you want, and so they're like, yeah, my crowd just goes home and they're in bed by 11 o'clock. And I'm like, then you're playing to the wrong crowd. I don't know what to tell
Yeah.
you.
They shut the food down at 9 o'clock now, too. That's the bad part. Some 10, but
Yeah.
most of them are 9.
Dude, last
You
night,
want to keep the food open until at least midnight, because
So
I know
this-
that's when I get hungry.
Yeah.
this pissed me off last night. So last night we played the Wheeling Miners after party, and I thought of you immediately because last time we were on here, like, what's the late night spot? And it's always
Right.
Sheets. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's nowhere
Yeah.
else open. I pull up to Wendy's. All I wanted was a $5 biggie bag. Some guy on an electric scooter was ordering food. He got his food. I pull up, and they're like, sorry, we're closed. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh no.
Electric scooter guy gets
Was it
food.
1 a.m.?
It was probably 103.
Yeah.
Like,
If I can make it any more like after a show and it's before 1 a.m., just a plain spicy chicken from Wendy's.
Dude, I know.
That's what I go to. That's my cheat meal.
Yeah.
I don't do any cheat meals. I cheat sometimes, but mostly I don't do a cheat meal till after a show, and I'm like, I deserve spicy chicken.
yeah, that's what
I'm
I like.
going
I
for it.
like the biggie bag. You get like the burger, the nuggets,
Yeah.
the fries, the drink, and then you just go and you lounge and you're good to go. And I was so disappointed. I was like, you gotta be kidding me! I'm 3 minutes late and you're telling me you're closed. Also, though, like, if the only place to go is Sheetz,
Friday and Saturday, Patsy's Pizza's open till midnight.
Oh, are they?
in Moundsville,
No, Patsy's Pizza.
where's that?
It's
At?
a Grove.
Yeah. in the
Oh,
Grove.
okay,
Used to be the
okay.
old DiCarlo.
That's right.
You also got 24/7 in Blair.
Yeah.
They have good pepperoni
Well,
rolls,
guys, I live in Tiltonsville. We have nothing. Our gas station closes at 10.
which is a good gas station.
It
The
is.
Days is excellent. Yeah,
I had a pepperoni roll today. It
Yeah.
was awesome. But
might be contended for one of the best in the valley.
I'll put money on it.
Yeah.
I've have. I'm not kidding. We all put $20 in a pot, and we're like, whoever brings the best pepperoni roll. So you buy pepperoni roll for everybody at lunch, and then
Yeah.
everybody tried it, hands down.
Right.
But I'm like, it sucks because I'm like, well, now where do I eat? McDonald's is closed. Wendy's is closed. Like, I ain't going back to
Zane
Wheeler.
stay open till 11,
Probably,
12?
I don't think till late. Maybe
Friday
10
and
or
Saturdays,
11.
I mean.
Probably 10 or 11. I have to guess.
Yeah.
I should know that I eat there all the time.
What needs to happen is like we need a 24-hour pizza in like from like Brilliant to like the Yorkville because we're right in the middle of like Steubenville and Wheeling, and you could like deliver out maybe a little bit further to get everybody, but
Maybe in like a Huddle House style diner or just something that's
something. It's just
Yeah.
it sucks. Like I used to go party with my friend in Columbus, and she's like, it's like 3 a.m, and I was like, man, I'm hungry, and she just hands me a catalog. She's like, order. I'm like, what? Like, this is a thing that happens. Like,
yeah.
I wish they'd open up a Rallies.
Rallies.
Checkers.
Oh, checkers and rallies.
I mean, every time I go to Zanesville, I got to stop there.
I
If
I
I'm at
forget
the
they're in
high state
Zanesville.
football game, I stop just right up from the field. There's Rallies. I always go there.
man.
Used to park there and walk down to the game. Now I'm parking handicap. I ain't walking that far no more.
Yeah, it just sucks. Like, we're like, I live a nightlife, and, so a lot of times people are like, man, this restaurant's really good. And I'm like, listen, I don't get out of the house till 10.
I was surprised you answered me when I texted you at 5 o'clock the other day.
It's because I was still
5
up,
o'clock
Doug.
in the morning.
I
I
was
said, sorry I woke you up. You said, I'm still up.
Yeah. Actually, so I wrote this pop punk song that we're getting ready to go record, and I had this acoustic version in my head. So I was like, I need to record this right now. So I opened up Audacity and like plugged directly into my like PC and just did this like acoustic like recording of it. I was like, this sounds so good. So I shot a video for it and put it up on YouTube and was like, this is all. So that's why I was still up. I was like editing video at 5:30 in the morning. It was like, this is what we're uploading tonight.
It's crazy too. When I talk to other musicians about that adrenaline rush after a concert, can't go to bed. Like sometimes I just had to sit and scroll. I can't go to bed. I can't shut my brain
No,
off.
you get that natural
It's-
high, and you're
and
just like,
what can I do? Or if there's nothing to be done,
I'll tell you what I started doing was watching
I'm the
Godzilla
night
movies.
before that.
Godzilla movies, a classic one.
Yeah, like so I didn't realize this, but so the Godzilla movie I thought was the original Godzilla movie was Godzilla King of Monsters, right? Which was the original movie recut for American audiences. Okay, so I always thought Godzilla was real cheesy because the voiceover acting is horrible.
Oh, right, yeah,
right, and
yeah.
then in the '60s. Anyway, so I the other day I was like, you know what? I watched Godzilla -1 with a friend.
Is
And
that
he
the
was-
latest one?
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
newest one.
Okay.
That's not part of like the American MonsterVerse. It's like the latest Japanese one.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I was like, man, this is really good. And he's like, yeah, it reminds me of the original. And I was like, what? I was like, the original sucked. He's like, no, you need to watch like the actual original. So I did it. I watched it. It's in all Japanese, so you have to like read the subtitles and everything. But I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is really good. So the first one has like a real serious tone, and then the second one like and then they started to try to make him for kids' toys, and that's when all like the cheesy stuff comes in.
Because originally, like, he didn't even win most of the time in the originals. Like,
died in he died in the
Mothra
first
would
one.
kill him, Godzilla would kill him, and then, like you said, it started getting, the cartoons started coming out for, like, Cartoon Network and stuff, then you started getting the...
Yeah, so I was like, all right. But yeah, so that's all, like, I didn't realize how serious Godzilla was supposed to be. I was like,
Yeah.
And then me being a kid, like, I'm 36 now, so the American Godzilla in 98 was, like, the Godzilla that I, like, really watched. And, like, you don't realize how cheesy it is till you, like, watch it later on. I'm like, man, this is really bad.
Yeah. That the Godzilla movie with Bryan Cranston. I remember it was the one of the show.
2014, right?
Yeah,
2015, yeah.
because we were on the bus on the way to Indiana show, and I came back from a party at my buddy's house, and I was up super late. I was hungover the next morning, and he lived out in he might have lived like a quarter of a mile away from you, like past Valley View a little bit. So I wake up the next morning, go into the bus, load my gear, I shut the blinds on my bunk, and I watched that movie 3 times in a row. I could not get out of the bed.
See, mine's always the night before. I worry so bad about everything the
Yeah.
night before. I can't sleep. Then I get to the show and I'm like,
Everything's going right. I worried about nothing. Yeah. Who was helping? Who was on the crew last night? Did you have a fill in for me?
The Bakers.
Bakers. Shout out to the Bakers.
Tim's boy, Timothy. And I'm trying to think that kid's name that runs around with Brian.
Trent
Trent.
and Chase, I think,
Chase.
was there. Yeah.
They helped me last night. I got to give a lot of thank yous to them guys because
That's
I
why I
couldn't
kind
do it
of
in
brought
you
it.
and even
Oh,
him. I mean, he helped with all the 2 shows. 'cause
all
we
the
had
2
another
shows.
show.
Yeah.
But yeah, without you guys, I would have never done that.
And I mean,
That's what I told the coach. I was just like, I said, I'm not disabled, but I'm not
Right.
able to do that kind of stuff.
right.
I said, so I had to have a crew of at least 4 guys.
Mm-hmm.
I said, because if I don't have 4, you're not setting that tunnel up. You
Yeah.
can't do that by yourself.
You
There ain't no
you
way.
have to have 4 corners. You have to have 4 corners or it doesn't work.
What you should do is you should sell this as an internship to people.
Well, they were supposed to have me interns.
They did
Yeah.
for
They
they did
never
for
showed
2,
up.
2 shows, and we weren't really comfortable with having them like tear down the equipment, except for we were like grab the tunnel, start getting it deflated, and just
Get it
pull
out
it
of
back
there.
as fast as you can. That was
Yeah.
like what we gave the job for, and they
Now, when I did
excellent
the
on
Rough
that.
Riders, they give me intern. They know what they were doing.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, them guys, they just went out and did it all. I was just like, sat there going, yeah, okay, wow. But between the Bakers and you and them, I can't thank enough. I really can't.
We got it done. We got it done every week. Then
I mean,
next
we
year-
were done last night, which amazed me. We were done before they flipped the coin.
really.
They had everything off of there, and that's even waiting for the national anthem to get over with. I mean, they were quick. I turned around and went, wow.
Yeah.
That's good though, because you start, game 1, you don't have a system down.
Right.
End of the season, you should have a system down. So that means it worked. That means
Yeah.
it was.
The first show we was kind of rough.
It was kind of nobody
Yeah.
knew what they were doing. I mean,
Coach didn't get a hold of me until a week before, and I told him, I was just like, I have all my stuff, but I got to get it all together.
Yeah.
I only have like a couple days to do it.
what a personality Coach Rez is for this team. in
Oh,
this
I
area.
know, man.
It
He's a
fits,
blast.
It fits Wheeling. So the last one I was at, guys from Jersey. So I'm like down, like working on the cold sparks. I'm just filling it up with titanium, and I just hear, "You put respect on my name, you bitch!" And I look over, and it was a guy from the Jersey Bearcats. And I'm like, "Oh, he must be popping off to another player." And I look over, and Coach Rez has his chest out, like charging him, and everybody's going to separate. I'm like, "Wow, this is crazy."
Man, I ran into Coach Rez and Daner at the Clark's concert. So we're just like
really?
drinking, having a blast. Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, I had fun with the Miners this year. Like I got to MC one of the games. We played 2 of the after parties. Yeah, that was cool. I like arena football more than like normal football anyway, because it's just fast paced.
It's
It's
very
more
interesting.
fun.
I'm the same way. I can't sit down and watch
Yeah.
a long game. Unless it's like a Super Bowl and everybody's into the same thing at once.
Yes,
But
Did you watch
absolutely.
his podcast right before the show?
No,
Game Friday night?
no.
Oh, wow. He just bashed him something fierce. I don't know why he didn't show up to eat.
Oh yeah,
They didn't show up to the thing.
right. Yeah, they were supposed to
Dad.
have a little conference between the coaches of the
River City.
team and different things. They were
Yeah,
they
didn't
called
do it.
no
They
show.
didn't show up.
That's
Coach
awesome.
Rez was pissed.
Oh man.
He goes, I don't know where you're at, but
When's he
Kick
when's
your ass.
when's he
Or
coming on?
basically-
We got to have an end. I told him we need to have an end of season episode, and he said that off season he'll be here a lot, especially early in the week. So
Yeah.
get a hold of him and a couple of the guys in production behind the scenes.
I got a meeting I got to go to with the owners and stuff. So the owners loved it. They said they couldn't believe that that entrance was that good. They didn't think it would be. I said, I tried to put it together as much as I could. I said, next year I'll be ready for it.
Well, I think Wheeling was the only one that had the pregame production that it did in the league. I don't know how this league moving up is going to be, but
So you got to step your game up, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get that permit for flames.
Yeah, we tried laser lights and we got in trouble.
Yeah,
They were
shine
hitting
right in the
everybody
spot
the
guy's
eyes.
eyes.
That
Spotlight
way,
guy
what?
couldn't- The spotlight guys couldn't see what they were doing.
We were shining
Lasers
laser.
were hitting
Yeah,
right
we were
in the
shining
eye.
lasers.
Then
Oh
we
my
shut
God.
the jumbotron down because those lasers hit it.
It almost was like a TV remote effect. It just went
Yeah.
infrared right into the jumbotron.
Because
Oh.
I wanted to put them down on the ground, like on both sides of the tunnel, and somebody didn't.
That's
want to do
funny
it
you say
way.
that because I'm trying. I have this really annoying street light.
Uh,
If you hit if you hit the sensor on the
That's right.
street light right, and I can't find the angle yet, but it's like I've been trying this for every year. It's like because it's the
It's
only
usually
street
on the
light.
top.
Yeah.
That's probably why you can't.
No, I
hit it.
found it.
Oh,
Listen. I know I'm not tall, Doug, but I found it. But it's where it's at. It's like facing like towards the highway, and there's like trees. So I got to angle it between like these tree branches.
yeah,
I'm like, man,
I know.
I'm gonna get arrested.
I know in England they have all those like public security cameras. They're always trying to find different hacks for to turn them off with like lasers or
Yeah.
stones.
Yep. That's why I hit it with the paintball. I took a paintball gun out because it was like if you jolt it right enough, and I was like I didn't have a BB gun, so I had a paintball gun. I'm gonna try that. So I just shot it, and all you see this yellow paint just explode around it. It was really cool looking, but it didn't turn the light off.
Get a dark color and just hit it enough times, or just
Yeah, it's like paints it. Yeah.
it's over.